sunshine, everyone, and happy Thursday, aka Friday Junior. Jason and Alicia here with you, back out of the cold.
Catching your breath? You literally just ran in
here. My fingers are still tingling from the cold.
And you had hand warmers.
I had hand warmers, I had foot warmers, I was in layers, the whole thing, but you can only do so much to beat the elements.
Yes, for those of you who don't know or didn't watch us in the earlier shows, Jason was out at the Winter Carnival, which kicks off today, the 139th year.
Yeah, 139
which is amazing.
Years. Largest winter carnival in the country. Amazing.
So cool. I'm glad you got to be out there. We got to watch him, John, and what was it, negative
amazing.
18 at one point?
Right, it's colder now, see? We helped you out. No, it was 0 all morning. Jason, you were a champ. It was one of the weirdest and coolest things I've ever seen. So it's -2 degrees now. We got even colder. It is our 9th of the past 12 days below 0. It has been a heck of a cold stretch here. You got to go back 4 or 5 years ago, back to the 2020-2021 winter, where we had a stretch of cold air like this. So it has been a block of years where it has not been this cold. You can see the temperatures taking off in the wrong direction this morning. 34 degrees colder. Alexandria, you're at 12 below. We just hit 3 below. So our low temperature in the middle of winter is now 8 o'clock, 7:30 to be exact. So it's kind of an odd time, right? Why is that? The moment that sun comes up is the coldest temperature for the day. That's why it's actually colder now than it is at 5 a.m. -13, -15 to the north, thick snowpack, really keeping things cold up there. And you can see the wind still pesky out here. It is cold. Temperatures 20 below here. 20 below 0 right now. This is not nearly as cold as it was on Monday, but it is bitterly cold outside. Again, kids are in school. You guys got to work. Whatever you got to do, bundle up. We'll talk about some warmer weather coming in your forecast. Cece.
Hey, good morning. Seeing a slowdown in Arden Hills because of this crash here, 35W southbound. This is near County Road 10. It looks like there are a few cars over on this right shoulder, but because of that, you're seeing this lingering backup because people are moving pretty slowly past that crash. So, you know, if you're taking this way toward New Brighton or even the Minneapolis area on 35W, I would definitely add some extra time. I'm not going to tell you to change your commute just yet, especially if you're leaving at 9:30, but I'll keep my eye on that and let you know how things pan out. Alicia.
Thank you, Cece. Well, our top story this morning, in a matter of hours, the state Supreme Court will hear a major case that could finally settle the drama between House lawmakers once and for all.
Audrey Russo breaks down the lawsuit.
Oral arguments will get underway in 5 hours from now. The state's judicial branch must now wade into the fight over whether Republicans can legally operate in the House without the DFL present. Remember, House Democrats are boycotting the session over the GOP's temporary 67-66 majority. The GOP argues that majority gives them the right to elect a speaker and make committee assignments. DFLers argue that true control of the House, or a quorum, requires 68 members of a party, not 67. Otherwise, it's a tie. The oral arguments today are expected to last about an hour, and some caucuses anticipate a decision by Friday. And that decision will either shut Republicans down or allow them to move forward with that temporary majority. Temporary is the key word here. There's one seat that's left to be filled in order to bring the House to its full 134 members. In 30 minutes, I'll break down the hiccups with that seat and why it's been such a headache for the DFL. Back to you.
Audrey, thank you. Well, this morning, the Washington Post is reporting the Justice Department ordered its Civil Rights Division to flag any consent decrees finalized in the last 90 days. That would include a federal oversight agreement just passed in Minneapolis earlier this month and still waiting on approval from a judge. According to the Washington Post, the memo sent to the Civil Rights Division says it's so President Trump and his appointees can review them. Trump has long been a critic of federal consent decrees. Now, in a statement to KARE 11, Mayor Frey says the city is moving forward with the decree, regardless of the Trump administration's announcement. He says the city has worked hard on it and is prepared to implement the reforms.
As we speak, about 1,500 U.S. troops are heading to the southern border, and thousands more could soon join them. They're being asked to support U.S. Customs and Border Protection as the Trump administration cracks down on immigration. The president's actions so far putting immigrant communities nationwide on high alert.
I'm Joe McCoy. President Trump's mass deportation plan that includes any immigrant without U.S. citizenship has those directly impacted on edge. I talked with a restaurant in northeast Minneapolis that has a few undocumented immigrant employees who say they are scared. They said others in the community who are undocumented are afraid to go outside. Trump's border czar Tom Homan said criminals and gang members will be prioritized in raids by ICE agents and that any other undocumented person in the process will be be detained as well. In 2022, the federal government estimated that as many as 11 million undocumented migrants lived in the U.S. The exact number today is unknown.
Another big piece of the Trump transition. Changes are underway in the federal workplace as the new administration moves quickly to end diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. By the end of the day, department heads must send a full list of every DEI employee and start working out a plan to lay those workers off. They've already been placed on administrative leave, and now local groups are concerned these changes could pressure other government entities and businesses to drop their DEI programs, especially those with contracts with the federal government. The city of Minneapolis has its own Department of Racial Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging. Leaders say they will continue their work despite changes at the federal level.
Equality is not a finite resource, and treating people with kindness and equality and having systems that function for all of us is to the benefit of everybody in society.
The city of Minneapolis has its own Department of Racial Equity and Inclusion. Leaders say they will continue their work despite changes at the federal level.
In the last 24 hours, we learned no charges will be filed against a Minneapolis police officer who shot and killed a man back in June. This happened near the intersection of East 34th Street and Hiawatha Avenue. Police were responding to reports of someone being threatened with a gun and say when they caught up with Michael Risso, he turned towards them with a gun in his hand, and that's when officers opened fire. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office says it found no evidence of unlawful behavior by officers.
Right now, tens of thousands are without power across the South as snow, ice, and record-breaking cold create paralyzing conditions. The storm being blamed for at least 11 deaths. Major disruptions are expected along the Gulf Coast for days to come. Cities from across the country are even sending extra snowplows and salt trucks. Nearly 2,000 flights have also been canceled nationwide.
And speaking of winter, one of the Twin Cities' favorite winter traditions returns today. The St. Paul Winter Carnival officially kicks off in less than 12 hours. And getting the whole thing started is the Klondike Kate Cabaret and Casino Night. Rice Park is also transforming into Ice Park, as I found out, where you can check out blocks of ice become incredible masterpieces like what you're seeing here. Now, this is the 139th year of the carnival, making it the oldest winter festival in the U.S. The event runs for 10 days through February 2nd. And being out there this morning and being among all the mythology and seeing everybody and the lore and reading about all of it and just how King Borealis is going to be kicked off the throne by the Vulcans. And the Vulcans
I just figured that out this year. I've been here forever and I was like, oh, it's because they're bringing the heat and spring is supposed to come. It's kind of like
there was a bit of a conflict for me out there because I was knighted, of course. I'm a member of the royal family now, but the Vulcans do bring the heat. I'm a Florida man. I enjoy the warmer weather, so I'm a little bit torn. I don't want to say what side I'm on, but
sounds like you're a Vulcan.
No, I didn't say that. I'm a member of the royal family, Alicia. I can't be a Vulcan.
Sir Duke? No, Duke. What's your royal title?
I have to check. I think there's a
Your
certificate
Grace.
here.
Your Grace. Oh, he's got his royal. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Oh yeah.
Show the people.
It's a whole decree. Hold on.
There's a seal. Do a slow zoom on that. Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Okay, testimony we're.
It's official. This is officially official.
Jason Hackett, Duke of Sunrise.
Duke of Sunrise.
Printed out?
Yeah, this is going right up by my desk.
It should.
On the wall.
It should.
It's beautiful
Duke
stuff.
of Sunrise. All right, John. He's a Duke. It's official.
Slytherin.
It's cold.
Is that the same?
No, I don't think it's the same.
He's House Slytherin.
What? I did want to ask you if that like hot air balloon fire was warm. Could you actually feel the heat?
It was hot. It was hot,
God,
and
sure
loud too.
We couldn't
as
hear
the
you.
viewers heard.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
No, I was
we were
like,
what's he saying?
It was like the mute button almost. It was cool when they popped that heat on. So I'm happy you got some heat. I was like, wow, you're out there for 2.5 hours and it's 20 below. That was awesome. I was proud of you. So temperatures have really gone the wrong direction. What a whiplash from yesterday. Yesterday I'm like, wow, it's so nice. We got no gloves on. And today it's full-blown dress up. So we're looking at 34 degrees colder in Alexandria. Yesterday it was 45 degrees warmer. So today it's about 28 to 35 degrees colder. So not as extreme. So maybe we're starting to slowly wind down from the volatility here. We're looking at the temperatures at -3, -8 in St. Cloud, and then you can see those double digits below zero to the north. Again, that's snowpack. It has been one heck of a cold week to the north. Even a warm-up yesterday really never happened in Bemidji. They stayed below zero pretty much the entire week. Now, wind speeds are lighter up there. That also allowed the temperature to drop more. When the winds are light, temperatures can excel downward, but we've got the winds. Okay, so our wind chill's pretty bad. So it's interesting, right? They don't have a wind chill in Brainerd. So it's minus. It's actually theoretically feels colder in St. Cloud than Brainerd just because that wind is stronger, even though the temperature in Brainerd is actually colder. So today, you got to look at the bottom here. Wind chills, minus 17. Okay, we improve. By 2 p.m., it'll be minus 3. I think we could maybe see 0 this afternoon, but it's going to be about as cold of a day. The kids will go outside for recess. I know our school's minus 10, so they're probably going to be out there today, but it's going to be cold. So I hope your kids, our kids, I guess I didn't monitor my kids. I trust Nicole. The kids are probably looking like, Marshmallow Man, and that's the way to go. So we'll see temperatures warm up to around 10, 11. We'll get to enjoy sunshine, Arctic sunshine all day long. That's just what you're going to get. And tomorrow, as we start to see the temperature warm up, we get the clouds, get to 22, little flurry activity to the north because a low is actually passing by to the north, and that is popping in as south wind. And that is the start of warmer weather. Tomorrow morning is not warm. It is 1. And maybe that's an optimistic one. And as we go to next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be in the middle 30s.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 8:14 here on this Thursday morning as we take a live look outside.
Brr, it's cold. Yeah, temps are tumbling back to the negatives. But after today, they're going to start to climb again. We have some good news. So that -2, see ya. Well, tomorrow is going to be cold too, but there is a warm up in store for the weekend. We'll check in with John for that in a little bit. Well, heads up for drivers this morning. A new pilot program starts in St. Paul in just a couple of weeks. That's going to change parking rules for certain neighborhoods.
As Jessica Hart explains, it's part of the city's plan to explore new ways to keep streets clear in the winter.
Snow in Minnesota is nothing new.
We are launching 2 small pilots.
How the city of St. Paul plans to move it is something new.
You don't want all that snow being pushed into your car. It just makes it harder to move, of course.
Lisa Hebert with St. Paul Public Works says the pilot will start a new way to do snow operations. Between February 2nd and April 12th, the city will test in the Payne, Phelan, and Highland Park neighborhoods.
So when it's an odd week, you have to park on the side of the street with an odd number address. And when it's an even week, then you have to move and park on the side of the street with an even numbered address.
There's a lot of little operational details that are being tested with this. Again, which way the plow drivers are going to be pushing the snow. So they're always going to be pushing the snow towards the curb.
Signs detailing the parking schedule will be posted around the pilot zone. Currently, during snow emergencies, people can't park on streets marked night plow route.
The challenge is that the compliance is never very good.
She's hoping a new approach will improve it, so emergency vehicles can get through and they can plow residential streets faster.
The hardest thing to see is how much snow we'll get and to really test that against one of those really crazy snow-filled winters.
Because a crazy snow-filled winter is the only way to see if this new path will actually work. In St. Paul, Jessica Hart, KARE 11 News.
Well, thankfully, this hasn't been, a crazy snow-filled
Right.
winter.
But people will have to learn the new rules now, Cece, which in those city streets, as you know, they're so narrow.
So narrow. And I think this will be a little easier to remember for what I'm hearing. Move your car every new day on Sunday. So that kind of works. Hopefully it works out if we need the snow to test it out, but we'll see how it plays out. Taking a look here for Minneapolis drivers. I know you're probably getting ready for work now, but thinking about after work, 394 eastbound is going down to 2 lanes tonight, right at Penn Ave. This area has seen a lot of work headed toward 94 for the past couple of weeks. But this project is going to start tonight at 7 and wrap up tomorrow morning at around 5. So just be prepared for a little more slowing than normal. Hey, John.
Hey, morning, Cece. Morning, everybody. On KARE 11 Plus, we're at 2 below. We've warmed up from our low, or maybe we're still at 3 below. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're cold, but we're not the coldest. This is actually the 3rd coldest day this week, and it's only Thursday. Hard to believe. And, I've really been trying to look at the research, but it does surprise me, actually, to be honest, that we are this far behind our snow totals, being this below average. It's been I would say, very cold winter. Not the coldest. We've had colder back to 13, 14. And that winter had a lot of snow. But you know what happened that winter? It had a lot of snow in March and April. So we could catch up quickly. We'll see as we come out of this later on in the winter. But right now, we're way behind average. And you can see St. Cloud, same deal, 47 inches of the average for Duluth. They've got 23. St. Cloud, 13. And we haven't even made it to 10. Haven't cracked the double digits all year. Temperatures way off yesterday's temperature at this time. 34 degrees colder in Alexandria. 12 below in Alexandria. I can tell it dropped too. So it's saying we're at 3 below. I can feel it. It's actually about 5-6 degrees colder than when I was out here at 4 or 5 in the morning. Minus 14 in Brainerd, and Bemidji is at 14 below. Brainerd's at minus 10. Winds are pretty quiet and calm. You can see the winds are light. That allowed your temperature to drop even more. But the stronger wind here, I can feel that wind, and it is biting. It's 20 below out right now, 25 below in St. Cloud. It's kind of a broken record. I'm sure if you're like me, I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm fine with cold air, but can we get rid of the Arctic stuff? We will. Maybe not today. See, I feel that cold air. It's actually hitting me here. But I just want some teens, and I think we're going to get that. So 11 degrees this afternoon, minus 1 to minus 17 today, if you can see it down there. That's a start. It warms to the afternoon, minus 2. So it will be around 0 to minus 5 in the afternoon. A lot of sunshine with it, though. 11 degrees this afternoon, northwest winds still here at 7 to 8 miles per hour. Warm-up starts Friday. Friday, we start to see some warm air come in. A clipper will go to the north. We're not really tracking any snow or anything like that. We're just looking at warmer weather moving in. And it does get warmer. We are the bullseye for warmth over the last couple of days of January into the early days of February. That is next week. Next week, temperatures will warm up. Enjoy. We'll have a great weekend in the middle 20s. Next week, you can see temperatures start at 32, getting to 36 by Wednesday.
It's one of the highest achievements in the culinary world. And this morning, 11 Minnesota chefs and restaurants are semifinalists for this year's James Beard Awards. In Minneapolis, Ann Ahmed of Kaluna and Lat 14, our neighbor, she is up for Outstanding Chef. Spoon and Stables nominated for Outstanding Restaurant. Both Boucheron and Vinay are vying for Best New Restaurant. Moochie's in St. Paul nominated for Outstanding Hospitality.
Woo, I love Moochie's.
And Bar Brava for Outstanding Wine and Beverage. The winners will be announced in June.
That's a good list of restaurants.
Great list, also deserving, all such wonderful chefs. Rooting for them for sure. I follow Chef Ann on social media, and she's in Laos right now on a culinary excursion with fans of her restaurants, and they all are like learning how to cook. And she found out there and was just humbled and amazed.
How do we get on that excursion?
Well, remember we talked to her. She was like, "Come," but I can't afford that.
We can't afford it.
But it would be amazing, a dream come true.
Maybe there's somebody that is a higher up that can help us pay for it.
It's me. I'll pay for it.
Oh, John.
John,
Thank you.
Rich.
Yeah, right. Yeah, something like that. I would like. Can I come? Because that sounds like everything. All I want to do is just like go explore food around the world. So then that's one cool thing about Minneapolis. We do it, I think, better than anybody else. 11 degrees today for a high. It is not warm. I'm nice to take my one little break inside here. 1 degree Friday morning, 22 in the afternoon. So Friday, I would classify it as a cold day. It's below average. We get to average on Saturday, and then you start seeing temperatures above average by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Still no major snow. Only thing I got for flakes is flurries on Friday, Saturday.
All right, take a look at your city, where you're headed this morning on your morning route. You may run into some slowing on 394, 62, 494. Also, I'm seeing some slowing because of a crash on 694, so I'll pop up live cameras when I see you after break.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on KARE 11 Plus. I'm Alicia Lewis alongside my frozen pal, Jason Hackett, who just got back. You thawed out finally from the winter carnival.
Barely. I can still feel a little bit of tingly in my in the tips of my fingers, which I hope is a good thing.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
They're not turning different colors.
No, they're not.
And they're not frostbitten.
No, they're just ashy. but other than that, I'm good to go. John, it was cold out
Was
there.
that the coldest you've ever been, you think, in your life?
I think so. In any live shot I've ever had, I think that's the coldest I've been.
I mean, it was 20 below zero outside. You did it.
I did it. I survived.
You survived.
King of the North.
2.5 hours outside, and you weren't like running or playing hockey. I mean, it's tough to just stand here and stay warm. I did it once at a Vikings game for 4 hours, and that was tough. So I had to feel you. Good job. It is really cold, and when I say Vikings game, that's TCF back in the day. Minus 23, that's 23 degrees colder than yesterday at this time. That is not actually the temperature. So we're 34 degrees colder than yesterday at this time in Alexandria. Where does that put our temperature? Well, it puts us at around 0 to minus 10. So 0 would be closer to Rochester, minus 10 up towards Brainerd and Alexandria at minus 12. These are the actual temps. We went below 0 again here in the Twin Cities. That makes for 9 out of the last 12 mornings have been sub-0. This is quite the stretch here of cold air, and I think I'm ready. I'm ready to warm up a little bit. Even 20s would feel great. So we got winds still. Winds are the problem here. You mix those winds, it feels like 20 to 25 below. At least here in the metro, up 94 to St. Cloud, going over towards Wilmer, 23 below 0 out there. Temperatures will get into the single digits by noon, but that's it, 6 degrees. It's better than Monday or Tuesday. Monday was what, 9 below all day? So it's better than that, but still pretty Arctic day here. 10, 11 degrees in the afternoon, a lot of sunshine. Bundle up. We'll take a look at that warm up here in your full forecast. CC.
Hey, good morning. This just popped up in St. Paul, 94 westbound near Mounds Boulevard. We're seeing a crash that's on this left shoulder here, but it's not really slowing things down as the morning commute continues as you're headed toward downtown St. Paul. And if we take a look at drive times, they're up a couple of minutes, so you could add a couple of minutes to your commute, but not required. If you take a look at the rest of the metro, still seeing some slowing, especially down on 169. I'm going to check out why, but other than that, things should be pretty normal on your commute this morning. Jason.
Good to hear, Cece. Thank you. Let's turn now to the battle of power happening at our state capitol. In a matter of hours, the state Supreme Court is set to hear arguments in a political showdown that has left the House in limbo.
That's right. Our Audrey Russo has more on the legal challenge and what this means for our legislative session.
At the heart of this dispute filed by the DFL and Secretary of State, what exactly is a quorum? Republicans say they've got it with 67 members, while the DFL insists 68 are needed. Now, the confusion centers around a vacant Roseville seat, leaving the balance of power at 67-66. A Democrat was barred from serving over residency issues. Governor Walz called a special election, but the High Court pushed it to March, saying it was too soon. So now justices must decide, can the GOP run with a temporary majority for 2 months, or should they share power with the DFL? It's a decision that some believe could come as early as tomorrow.
I do think that they're going to want to, make some statement or ruling relatively quickly so that, both sides get the message that, they're going to have to figure this out one way or the other.
Now remember, this is a budget year, so if they can agree, we could be looking at a special session in May and even a shutdown in July. Back to you.
Audrey, thank you. Also happening today, Governor Walz is heading to Mankato to unveil his 2025 infrastructure plan. He'll make the announcement from the Rapidan Dam after it failed during historic flooding last summer. His bonding proposal includes $10 million to support dam recovery efforts. It also has funding for flood mitigation and prevention. The other big focuses are on creating jobs, protecting clean drinking water, and keeping communities safe by investing in a new State Patrol headquarters.
His announcement comes, though, as funding to replace Duluth's deteriorating Blatnick Bridge is now in jeopardy, thanks to a recent executive order signed by President Trump. The order directs agencies to review disbursements to confirm the money is consistent with the infrastructure law. The bipartisan efforts funding dozens of projects across the country, and that includes the Blatnick Bridge connecting Duluth to Superior, Wisconsin. The bridge was expected to get $1 billion. While this order could delay repairs, some lawmakers say it will weed out any wasteful spending.
This is a project that has been well vetted. It has the strong support of Minnesota and Wisconsin. It's very much needed.
It's important to make sure that we have good projects that are going forward that meet the qualifications of real infrastructure here in America.
The executive order says agencies have 90 days to submit a report. There's no timeline about when the feds will make a ruling and greenlight the money.
Developing right now, a lawsuit claims the lives of hundreds of Minnesota officers and their families are at risk because of a mistake made by the state. The lawsuit filed by the Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association says the state's Post Board, which licenses police officers, fulfilled a data request for names of all officers. It accidentally included the names of 257 undercover officers, which is not public. The suit says the information was online for 5 months before an officer noticed the mistake. The Post Board confirmed the error in an email obtained by KARE 11 News and asked that everyone delete it. The website took down those names.
We have new details this morning about Chris Malin, the Border Patrol agent and Minnesota native that was killed in Vermont earlier this week. Officials say Malin was killed in a shootout while conducting a traffic stop near the Canadian border. Malin's family told us he spent 9 years in the military and 15 working for the federal government. They say he was working security at the Pentagon during the September 11th attacks. Malin's cousin, Minnesota State Representative Krista Knudsen, paid tribute to him on the House floor yesterday.
Our family is heartbroken. He died in the line of duty, serving to protect our country. We will cherish his memories and mourn his sacrifice.
In a statement to KARE 11, Malin's fiance, Roseanne, said he had an immense heart, extraordinary charisma, and unwavering integrity, calling him her soulmate and her best friend.
Turning now to a scary situation unfolding right now in California. Another fast-moving wildfire is threatening thousands of homes in the mountains north of Los Angeles. The Hughes fire started less than 24 hours ago and has already burned more than 10,000 acres, quickly becoming the third largest wildfire crews are battling. Right now, it's just 14% contained. Now, this comes as firefighters work to put out 2 other major fires that have been burning for more than 2 weeks. The Palisades fire has now swallowed up more than 23,000 acres and is 70% contained. The Eaton fire burning 14,000 acres and is 90% contained.
8:33 on KARE 11 Plus. The rinks are ready and hundreds of hockey teams are heading to Lake Nokomis for the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships getting underway in just a few hours. Araya Katene has the details.
The U.S. Pond Hockey Championships in Minneapolis are back in full force after warm weather last year caused many games to get canceled. The annual celebration of our state's official sport kicked off with Youth Night on Wednesday. It is the 20th year for the championships, and this time it features 280 teams and 2,300 players. These hockey lovers are not only from Minnesota. Players come in from around the country and even the world, some even flying in from as far away as Japan. The games will run through Sunday on frozen Lake Nokomis, highlighting what some say is hockey as nature intended.
This year, too, I mean, they've been plagued with years where the ice, if it's at all slushy, the puck doesn't slide. And it's actually more dangerous to play on when it's slushy.
Yeah,
so
yeah. No, nobody wants it 38 degrees or something. Not that we get a choice, right? But this is a good day. And I mean, when you look at January day to day, the temperatures, I mean, it's hard to, you never get an average temperature, right? Or you get one of maybe 10 that are 20 degrees and sunny. You know, today's a colder one, but I would much rather have this playing hockey. If, you know, I'm not playing today, but I almost did. And if listen, I played a lot of hockey in my days outside. This is the day you want. You want 10 to 15 degrees. You want that ice to be prestigious, and you're looking for, you know, no slush or anything like that. Plus, you get so hot. Now, wind chills are going to get to around 0, so you'll bundle up. I mean, the games start here. It's going to be minus 10 degrees, but by the afternoon, we'll get to 10 or 11. Ton of sunshine. Everybody else, it's not, you know, running around or skating like crazy. It's going to be a cold day for us. It's a very chilly day, starting off below 0, getting into that 10 range. Northwest winds at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, we're going to have a little clipper system ride to our north here on Friday. It's going to bring a few flurries to the north. It will slowly warm temperatures. Tomorrow's low is 1. The afternoon is 22. So if you just look at the high, you won't understand that this is not till the second half of the day. But there is some warmth starting to show up. This leads its way into the weekend. The weekend is looking nice. A couple of nice days. Now, we haven't had any of these average days. We get a couple right here, Saturday and Sunday, and then there you go, back above average. These are the slushy days. So I think it'd be much worse to play on Tuesday and Wednesday outside for hockey. So again, I think they'll like the cold weather for now. No major snow in the forecast, just some flurries Friday, Saturday.
Road's still doing okay for the most part. I just wanted to show you some drive times up north metro, especially on 35W and 35E south coming from that Wyoming Forest Lake area. Things looking pretty good. 35E headed towards 694, but when we hit that 35W route, you may run into some slowing, so add a few extra minutes to your route if this is your commute.
Cece, thank you. We've got the buttered tin here in our studio cooking up something great.
I'm so excited. I see Twinkies in my peripheral vision.
Right over there.
I'm so excited. In 3 minutes, we're going to get to taste their new healthy menu. There's healthy stuff on the menu, but they also got Twinkies. That's coming up in today's Care in the Kitchen. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody, to Care 11 Plus with another edition of Care in the Kitchen. We get so excited about this morning. We are joined by Alicia Hines from the Buttered Tin with an all-new health-conscious menu, but they have some balance because there's also Twinkies here today.
This is all I'm
we
looking
love
at right
that.
here.
It's all about balance, right?
Good to see you. Welcome back.
Nice to see you too. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to tell you about our menu.
It's good. It's a good time of year because people are still, hopefully, I mean, the New Year's resolutions on the health kick.
Never too late to
Being
stick
healthy.
with them. Yeah,
that's what I do.
it's all about.
I think really what it is, it's a lifestyle change, right? If you have to make that lifestyle change if you want it to stick. And we are all about that at the Buttered Tin, about healthy foods. And this has always been part of our mission, right? To give people from scratch foods that are healthy.
Right.
But you can feel somewhat indulgent because they're delicious as well.
When you guys have baked goods, and people love
do
to come
have
eat your
baked
baked goods, which in moderation is
Exactly.
healthy too.
Exactly, and especially because everything is from scratch, and we use really good ingredients, and all of that matters, right? You should be able to indulge every now and then, because if you don't, then you'll just binge it.
Right.
Again, it's a lifestyle change. You should be able to treat yourself, and that's what our whole Cheeky and Clean is about this month.
I love that
Have
name for it.
something.
So what made, you're the owner, the head chef, what made you come up with this Cheeky Clean menu?
Well, of course, January, everybody knows January
Yeah.
is the month that everybody's like, this year I'm going to do something. But again, it's about balance, right? So choose something from our menu, which is scratch made, super healthy. We focus on a lot of things in our dishes, high protein, lots of vegetables, fiber, all of this stuff. But then also treat yourself to something little. So with the purchase of these meals, you get a free Twinkie.
Oh, it comes included.
This month, yes.
Okay.
So it's just kind of
You had
indulge
me
a
at
little
free
bit.
Twinkie.
Yeah.
And I think the big difference here, like you said, it's from scratch. You know, a lot of the things you buy from the store are ultra processed,
Pre-made,
highly
yeah.
processed, pre-made.
Exactly.
This stuff is like coming straight, basically from the farm.
Exactly, and we don't use any shortening or any preservatives or non-natural things in our products. So you can always feel good about that as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are we making currently?
We are going to make our Mediterranean bowl, which the finished product
looks
is right
so
there.
good.
But we have so many good ingredients in here. Right now I'm just heating up our quinoa and brown rice and edamame mix. So I'm just going to show you how we assemble this and all of the delicious things that go into this bowl. It is my
So does
favorite
it come hot
Mediterranean.
when you order it?
Yes.
Okay.
The rice is warm. I wouldn't say that it's hot because you have some other things in the mix as well. We put in our fresh spinach, and I am such a huge spinach fan. I always have spinach every day.
Yum.
And then we have chickpeas. We
Are
have a
those
little-
roasted?
Yes, they're roasted
Can I
and
steal
salted.
one?
Please.
Try one. Do you ever
If
had
you're jumping in,
chickpeas?
I've never had it roasted.
Good amount
Oh,
of
you hear the crunch at home,
protein.
folks?
What's the flavor on that? What's the seasoning on that?
It's just salt.
It's just salt.
It's just salt
Wow.
and pepper. Yep.
A little
And
love.
then again, we have some cheese. We'll crumble some cheese
kind of
on
cheese is
there.
that?
This is feta. Again, protein here. So then, I like heavy on cheese. That's just-
Yes, we need the feta.
You know, of course, we're in Minnesota. We
Never
need
let up
heavy
on the cheese. Yeah.
We have some olives, of course, the Mediterranean. And then we
Nice.
make this giardinaro that we were just talking about. It is olives, peppers, cauliflower, adds a
Is that just
lovely
like
touch.
pickled, or how do
Just-
you make it?
Yeah, with vinegar. Yep. We
Okay.
just pickle it.
How
and
long
it's
do
a
you pickle?
flash pickle.
Okay,
It's a flash
so
pickle.
it's not something that sits there for a few months.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
real
Gives it
quick.
that acidity, that
Right.
vinegary taste that we love.
And then we also do onions, tomatoes, and cucumbers here with just a little bit of balsamic. Toss that together, put that on here. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of components.
Yum.
A lot of
to
healthy
this.
components.
Right, a lot of healthy
I wouldn't feel
components.
guilty at all, like crushing
no,
this entire plate.
I'd eat 2 of these.
Two.
And then-
Yeah, of course.
Yes, and then a
I
little
say
bit
that, I
more of
probably
the
wouldn't.
cauliflower. All right. And then just a little bit of microgreens. And then we use our house-made tzatziki sauce.
Oh, that's what that dressing
That
is.
is
Yum.
what that is.
What's in
Yes.
tzatziki? Like cucumber, right? Or
Cucumber,
no? Okay.
dill, yep, sour cream, buttermilk,
I'm not a huge tzatziki guy, but
Yes.
or a cucumber guy, but I would put tzatziki on everything.
everything.
I love tzatziki. It's
Yes.
the best sauce.
So now we just need to try it, and then of course we have our other dishes. We have our
Turkey sandwich. Is it turkey?
California. Yep, our California turkey. You're right. Then we have our sunrise salad. Again, lots
Named
of
after our
protein.
show.
Of
We
course.
really
Yes,
want to thank you,
You had
for
us in
doing
mind,
that.
yeah.
Absolutely. And again, like heavy on protein, right? You got sunflower seeds, you have edamame, you have hard-boiled eggs, and then of course the fiber, you got the avocado, good fat, all of that stuff. And we have this citrus dressing that goes on there that is phenomenal. And then we have this fresco sandwich as well, again, filled with vegetables and delicious items. So we should get to the Twinkies maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dessert time.
Dessert time. So I'm going to show you how we fill Twinkies.
Let's move this over here.
Yeah. All right. So
This looks so great. When's the last time you had a Twinkie?
years.
I can't even
It has
remember,
been
honestly.
years.
I promise you that this is not the Twinkie you remember.
Well, those
This
don't
is-
those don't decompose.
No.
I think they last generations.
They sit in your
Like,
body forever.
only like 40 years on the shelf.
Right,
That's about
it's
it. Yes.
These will.
These
I
are
won't feel
fresh
bad
made.
after eating these.
You will not.
Yeah.
And then fresh whipped cream. And we don't put a lot of sugar in here. Again, like our sweets are not overly sweet at the butter tin. They're just enough to give you that little satisfaction. So, but just like a regular Twinkie, what we do is we poke a hole in it. Oh, that one got a little out of control.
Are there?
All
So
right.
it's not like hollow inside. You don't have to like poke a finger in there.
No. You just kind of fill them up. I just did it a little too strong there. So
I can't wait to do that.
you have a
Okay.
bag
You
over
got a
there.
bag.
Just grab these ones
Okay.
already filled.
Oh,
These
oh,
ones are for
oh.
you to practice
here.
right
So
there.
right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's Jason Hackett.
May the odds be in your favor. Here we go.
So don't poke a hole.
You
with my
don't have
finger.
to. You can just, kind of press slowly. You can
This
kind of feel it getting
you see,
filled right
folks,
there.
at
Right
Oh,
there.
it came out the other end. Oh my god. Whoops. I'm just gonna lick it off because
Okay.
I'm disgusting like that. Oh, that's good. Okay.
That is good, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
He's
look at
got
that.
it.
I'm
He's
killing
got
this.
it.
I am killing this. Look at that.
Oh, that whipped cream is so good.
Done.
I keep screwing up on
Good.
purpose.
Would
Okay.
you like the towel? I know
Oh,
it,
no.
it does get a little bit messy, but
No,
please,
I have nature's
after
towel
you're
right
done, dig in.
can, like,
'cause you
see-
do have
oh.
to try these Twinkies.
Okay.
They're
I
so
probably
good.
shouldn't lick my finger and touch
Where's
these.
John and Cece? John and Cece, where are you? Come on over here.
And I think that I had mentioned that, it was 12 years ago that when I opened up the Butter Tin, that I came up with this Twinkie because I thought it would be really fun to show people a homemade way of nostalgic desserts, right? And
good.
even if I wanted to take it off the menu now, 12 years later, I couldn't.
I would be
because
mad
they're
at you.
So, right. People are so
Oh my gosh,
mad.
how have
They
you not
love
tried
it.
this yet?
Okay,
Hi there.
I'm working on it. I'm working
Good.
on it.
How are you?
I saw this looks gorgeous, by the way.
You should try a Twinkie.
Unbelievably
Thank
gorgeous.
you.
That sandwich looks insane.
Hi.
Now
Wow.
Seven.
And if you want to try filling
Yeah,
one,
give it a try.
Here are
Oh,
the
okay.
Twinkies to fill, and this is the bag.
What do
You
we?
just kind
This
of
is so
poke
good.
in
This
three
does not
little
taste like
holes.
your average
how do you?
hostess.
Can I ask you how do you make this? What is this?
It's just vanilla cake batter.
Oh, really?
That's it.
What do I do?
wow.
Yes. So turn it around to the bottom, and then take the bag and just poke a little hole in there.
With my
You'll
finger?
do it three. No,
Not
right
with
the
your
bag.
finger.
I
Yeah,
wanted to do
like
that
one,
too,
two,
John. You just
three.
kind of-
and then
just
just
like-
kind of squeeze it lightly, gently in there. Maybe a little bit harder. Yeah, there. There you go.
Okay. Oh.
Wow.
Maybe
this
like
is fun.
take it like.
Oh.
For the whole
up on
family,
top
am I
like
right?
this. You can kind of feel it.
Cheers.
Oh,
Is it-
there you go.
It's so
Yep.
good.
And then you can poke another.
Boop, 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 boop.
I think I'm going to indulge. with
Yeah,
that.
please
please
do.
join us.
So
So you can kind
Oh.
of see at the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty one.
I like what you said about
That
it.
is
Just,
money.
it's not very sweet. It's very light. It doesn't taste as artificial as like a Twinkie you get from the store.
Right.
This
you
is the
don't-
first one. Sorry, this is the first one I've ever had. Non-hostess.
Non-hostess.
What do you think?
Oh, I'm loving this.
This is so good.
Very good.
Do you have like silicone little thing that you put these molds in?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just looking at all
This
the
is
food.
magical. Remind folks where the Butter Tin is located.
Look at this bread.
We have two locations. We have one in Lowertown, St. Paul, and we have another in Northeast Minneapolis, right off of Lowry.
Awesome. And you're open.
We're open from, we have our winter hours right now, so 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
thanks for
And you
having
guys
me.
sell in stores now too, right? The
We do. We have
crumble
our
pies.
We have our
Oh, yeah.
freshly frozen line, and you can find them at Lenz and Byerly's, Kowalski's,
Beautiful.
Jerry's, a bunch of stores.
sounds
Again,
amazing.
all natural, no preservatives, and I never change my recipe from what we make at the bakery to in store. So you can just go home and bake it yourself, get all the good smells and the
Oh,
lovely.
really? So it's like
Yeah.
just pop it in the oven and
You
then
pop it in the oven.
You can
yes.
trick your family like, oh, hey,
Like,
let's
I
put this
made
up.
this. Just bring it to a party. Yeah,
Hide the box.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Yes.
And again, with everything on this menu, you get a Twinkie for free, correct?
Correct.
That is amazing.
I
It's
mean, we
worth it.
skipped the salad and went straight to dessert.
We
Well,
even
that's
tried
okay.
the salad.
We're
Not
going to get to
filled
the
by
salad.
us. Filled by professionals.
Well, Alicia, thanks for coming by.
Thank you so much for having me. It
This
was
was so
lovely
fun.
to go over this with you.
Check out the Butter Tin anytime. Again, they have their winter hours, and they get a free Twinkie with the salad. Jason's taking all the Twinkies. All right, let's get over to John. You already inhaled your Twinkie, I know.
Bring it out here, Jason. I was like, yeah, that was amazing, and just like looking at all the fresh ingredients, and that was gorgeous. I'm checking out the Butter Tin. It is cold outside, but it's funny. You eat a little bit of food, and you're just like, man, I feel better. And just the way to live life. I feel better. I can withstand the cold. 23 degrees colder than it was at this time yesterday. Now, yesterday during the show, I was just like, yes, it's so warm. I think I didn't have my gloves on, had a lighter coat on, and now I'm back to the winter mode. Minus 34 degrees. That means it's 34 degrees colder this morning than it was yesterday in Alexandria. You guys sit at minus 12 to minus 15 in Bemidji, minus 3 here in the Twin Cities. Temperatures are cold. Not dangerously cold. They are definitely cold. Winds right now, sorry, I had a Twinkie came up. Winds right now are at 9 to 10 miles per hour. They're biting and they're making it feel like 20 below zero. 25 below in St. Cloud, 31 below in Bemidji, 27 below zero in Alexandria. Absolutely not warm at all. In fact, the only reason we're not talking about it being bitterly cold is because it was 45 below zero to start the week. So if you can look on here, wind chills minus 18 to minus 3 into the afternoon. Now temperatures are on the top here. They'll get to 10 or 11 degrees. And we are going to see some sunshine today. A lot of sunshine with these cold days. Northwest winds still pretty pesky at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And we'll start seeing some changes start on Friday. You'll see the snow start, a little light snow up there as the low moves to our northeast. Whenever a low moves to your northeast, you actually grab a south wind. South wind starts, and that's why it's warmer in the afternoon. Now, I will tell you, it's not going to be warm to start off Friday. It's going to be 1 degree Friday morning. It might be a little better than this morning, but I wouldn't count on it. So this is what will happen the next week. If you are in desperate need of getting outside, because yesterday, walked the dogs, took a nice walk. I was like, this is great. I think next week is your week to do all of that, just to get back to normal a little bit, get some 30s into your life, and take a break. And I am excited for a break from the cold. It will come back in February. Snow lovers, just not the week for you. Temperatures are going to warm up, but we just can't get snow. That flurries on Friday and Saturday as we warm into the 20s, and then 30s next week. We have a chance to see some sunshine in 30s. That would be amazing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Live look here over 394 eastbound. You see traffic moving pretty good as the morning rush continues there. But later on, it heads up that 394 eastbound will go down to 2 lanes right here at Penn Ave. It's going to start tonight at 7, wrap up tomorrow by 5 o'clock. There's been a lot of projects from Penn to 94, so you should be used to it if you travel this way, but just wanted to give you a heads up. We'll be right back.
On your at the door, here's some news to go. In just hours, the state Supreme Court will hear arguments about a quorum lawsuit.
Yeah, House Democrats are boycotting the session over the GOP's temporary 67-66 majority. The GOP argues that majority gives them the right to elect a speaker and make committee assignments. DFLers argue that true control of the House or quorum requires 68 members of a party and not 67. Otherwise, it's a tie. The oral arguments today are expected to last an hour, and some caucuses anticipate a decision by tomorrow. They claim Republicans are one member short of having a quorum. House GOP's lawyers say a vacant seat in Roseville means they do have enough members for a quorum. After oral arguments are done, a decision is expected quickly on whether Republicans can continue meeting. All right, John, over to you.
Yeah, all right, well, let's get outside. Again, temperatures today, 11. So bundle up if you're going to be out there. It's a cold January day. Tomorrow is a cold start to January at 1, 22 degrees tomorrow. Let's call it below average through Saturday. Above average for the weekend, but barely. Then there's next week. Still no snow for snow lovers.
Hey, no major crashes. That's good news.
That looks good.
Yeah, it looks really
I
good.
in Minneapolis, but
For this time of the day,
yeah,
I feel like the
394.
cold scares people away. I feel like you're like, nah.
They
And
look
that's
outside
okay.
and they're like,
Have you noticed that this
I
week?
ha-
I
it's been
feel like
so
it's
quiet.
been weirdly quiet.
people
has
work from
been.
home when it's cold, I think.
They must.
Keep doing that.
keep it up, everybody. So in case you missed it on Sunrise, your Duke of Sunrise, as I'm now called, got to have some fun this morning with the bounce team ahead of the St. Paul Winter Carnival. This is my first time seeing this. This is how I looked? Oh, no.
Yep. And then I thought you broke your rib.
Oh, no. That was bad.
He was so focused because I was like, oh, Cece said you're going to scream. And so you were so focused
suppressing
on
his
not.
scream.
Yeah, you suppressed it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, though. Terrifying, but fun. Look at my legs going in the air. That's
whee!
crazy. So also, this happened. I mentioned this, being the Duke of Sunrise. I'm officially now have that title after being knighted by King Boreas himself.
Wow.
It was an amazing moment. My mom called me. She was in tears, just crying. She's
I
just
always
so
thought
proud.
you'd be a Duke.
This was
Blue Devils?
this was so much fun. Being out there and listening to all the lore, and people are so into this. You have the Vulcans, you have the Royal Court, you have Klondike Kate. It was so much fun.
In all my years here at CARE, we've covered this so many times. I never knew like there was a battle between the Vulcans and the royal family. It's like Fire and Ice.
It is, yes.
It's that whole like mythical lore,
And at the-
then fire wins at the end.
At the end, they kick King Boreas off his throne, and the Vulcans take over and usher in what is supposed to be
Spring.
the beginning
And
of
they
spring. But we know
see-
spring's not coming until May. But still.
Thank you for that. I had no idea.
He learned.
Yeah, I learned a lot
He
this
learned a
morning.
lot.
So that the Vulcans are kind of the evil side, but they also bring spring.
They don't consider their cause evil. They consider their cause like
He's a Vulcan.
bringing warmth. No.
Don't you have to
No.
to be evil? Don't you have to believe that you're good to truly be evil?
Oh, you're
I feel
getting
like
into
you
Yeah,
are
boof.
evil.
Oh,
We all do
no.
it.
Sounds like something an
What?
evil person would say.
I'm just going to eat my buttered tin.
By the way, I ate that sandwich that Cece has already because I have problems. It was the best sandwich I've ever had in my entire life.
So good.
It was insane.
You want to talk about the Twinkie too?
Twinkie was amazing.
It felt like a healthy Twinkie.
I want to eat another one. But I won't because I want to
wondering
share the
if
wealth.
it was healthy.
I won't.
It felt very light. It's very like you eat a Twinkie, you eat any of those Hostess snack cakes, the zebra cakes and whatever. It feels like you're eating like butter and
Chalk.
cholesterol and chalk.
I haven't had a Hostess snack cake in literally.
Well, don't start now. You better go to the buttered tin.
Do you guys make Swiss cake rolls?
You should.
I kind of want one.
So they do.
got a
TVT ho ho.
Oh, the ho-hos. Okay. Gosh.
Check it
Thank
out,
you,
everybody.
Alicia, from the Buttered Tin. And that's a wrap on Care 11 Plus. Have a beautiful day.